What is going on, SoFi fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you about the huge bull signal that made itself very apparent to investors, what that might mean in the grand scheme of things. Outside of that, why today is a very big day for SoFi. So I'm going to go over all the stuff that you need to know. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciated. With that, let's get right to it. So when it comes to it, there was a recent submission of a Form 4, and it looks like Anthony Noto did recently purchase multiple different times on December the 9th, December the 12th, and December the 13th, roughly about $568,000 worth. So again, there's been a lot of bears both on Twitter, StockTwits, and whatever forum you're on. There's been a lot of bears saying the exact same thing. Why isn't Anthony buying? Well, guess what? He heard you and he bought the hell out of SoFi. And looking here, this is all the insider transactions. And last time Anthony did buy any shares using his own money was on June the 15th, where he only purchased $53,000 worth, which in general is still fairly good, at a price of $5.58. So as you can see right here, he did buy roughly about $4.36, $4.29, and $4.58. I absolutely love this. And what happened at this stage in the game in June the 15th? It went on a very big rally because of this. This is in general a very, very good catalyst, because any CEO, whenever they buy any shares of the company they're managing, it goes to show, and it has a sense of belief among investors. So once again, people are going to take this and run with it, regardless of the scenario that is happening in the economy right now. And that's kind of going to allude to my next point as well. So today is going to be a very big day because the Feds are going to be making a interest rate decision. As of right now, the forecast is going to be roughly about 50 basis points, and most likely that is going to be the case. What has happened previously, right before, a couple days before the actual interest rate decision, SoFi's come out and raised their APY. That isn't the case right now. So hopefully, as I've been saying almost every single video, and I most likely will continue to do that, is SoFi is going to be making a ton of money. As soon as they rotate away from having a little bit more higher APY, which obviously is incentivizing customers to come over, once they do rotate away from that into a higher interest rate environment, so they'll be making a ton of money from the actual revenue from that. So again, that is a win-win for SoFi. As I've always said, SoFi is in a perfect sector for a higher interest rate environment. Of course, there's a lot of people out there talking on their loans and why that is very bad and very worrisome. But keep in mind though, we did get a lot of those loans just to basically build up our business. Right now is the time when banks thrive, and we are definitely in that market. We have a bank charter. That is a massive deal in and among itself. So let me know your thoughts on that. There's a lot of also positive articles coming out almost every single day about SoFi, and I think that's a nice change of events. It goes to show a little bit more of a bigger picture that the sentiment is so much more positive with SoFi, because on the actual fundamentals, the earnings are absolutely amazing. I bring this up because this is actually a very big deal. Their earnings are amazing, every single earnings. It goes to show that there's a good fundamental growth. But behind the scenes, obviously the stock price is kind of telling a different story. But this is why you need to find those discrepancies, take advantage of that. And also, as I always bring up, there is manipulation behind the scenes. So looking at the short interest, once again, cost to borrow, there is negative, meaning there is a broker out there physically paying people 0.2%, obviously on an annual basis, but regardless, someone is out there paying people to short SoFi. So despite all of this though, I think SoFi is doing fairly well in the grand scheme of things. So take advantage of these discounted prices. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But if anything, based on historical data, it goes to show that what happened in June caused a big rally when Anthony buys. So most likely this is going to prompt a little bit more of a tentative rally, if you want to call it that. And especially considering the technicals are very much overdue for even more so a value rally. So stochastic right now is at 17, very oversold. Momentum number retail investors are very much going up. So again, a little bit more of a positive aspect as well. And on the actual chart, we've been attempting at least to transition from the lower to the higher percentile of the Bollinger Band, but there is a lot of resistance at that stage. But in my opinion, at least, with Anthony buying, that is going to be the catalyst that we need to get us a little bit higher. My own opinion, of course, but when it comes to it, I like to see what is happening behind the scenes, both on the secondary market and the dark pool, as well as ETFs. So last update I did give you, there was 56. So 2 ETFs did add SoFi to its portfolios. So that is always a huge catalyst as well. It goes to show an underlying belief in SoFi, regardless of all that reverse stock split kind of discussions. But I think at this stage in the game, since they haven't actually done that, it most likely is going to mimic exactly my last couple of videos on why I talk on there won't be any reverse stock split whatsoever. But let me know your thoughts on that. Well, like I said, secondary market is a little bit more of an abnormal. So secondary market is what both you and I trade on, typical retail investors, and normally they are a little bit lower transactions. So these are all the transactions over 100,000, let alone 1 million. That is a little bit more of an abnormality. And that's been happening more and more with SoFi. So looking today, or more so on the 13th, there was $1.91 million worth of one transaction and 1.33 million. So clearly someone knows something behind the scenes and someone's been accumulating. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But personally, I feel with all the circumstances that's been going on in the broader economy, there is going to be a very big rally because of this. Of course, Powell could talk on a wide range of things, but most likely I feel his tone is going to be a little bit more kind of conservative, so which will help the broader economy in my opinion. So the fact that if it goes up 50 basis points and he has a little bit more of a calming tone, that is going to help SoFi so much. So let me know your thoughts on all that in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciated. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that said, appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.